I think for most of you, this probably is just a bottle of perfume, but not for me. For me, it was an inspiration, a dream, a story of my life. Let me quickly walk you through. Growing up in Delhi, I came across this beautiful bottle and I wanted to buy. Little did I know it's going to be that expensive. Not just expensive, it was 100 times more expensive than what I could have afforded back then. Obviously, thanks to import taxes and luxury good taxes, which I later realized why it costed so much. I realized that this was way out of my reach, and so did the shop owner. He politely but very disrespectfully asked me to leave the shop. Obviously, I was hurt. But deep down, I promised one day I'm going to buy this with my own hard earned money. While I was having all these dreams, my academic performance wasn't up to the mark. This is a real mark sheet of my high school, year 1991. You will notice my top score is 67. That's out of 100, by the way. And the average of five subjects is only 59%. Nothing to be proud of. With 59%, growing up in India, you don't really go so far. And those who are familiar, it's highly competitive. My chances of getting selected into a good university or college was close to zero. And the math is very simple. You have 1.2 million students and there are 10,000 seats. It's less than 1%. Just think about it. Less than 1%. I wasn't going to make it. Students generally who make it to these top colleges and universities usually score high 90s, even as high as 98 and 99%. Obviously, I was a failure. In everyone's eyes, I was spectacular failure, not just a normal failure. I felt as if society had written my fate. They had written me off early in my life. I was told I have no future. And the wise people who told me this also told my parents, your son doesn't have a future. You are betting on a losing horse. Luckily, my parents didn't listen. They somehow trusted me and supported me fully. Obviously, I was disheartened and rejected, but I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't going to surrender. I had decided a dream was born. Dream to do something meaningful in life, to prove naysayers wrong, to not be looked down upon but instead respected, to be successful, to take those first steps to change my life. As Martin Luther King Jr. said once, you don't need to look at the whole staircase, all you need is the first step. Finally, year 2006, after 15 years of waiting, I got that bottle. I bought it personally from Frankfurt Airport. I still remember the joy of that day. Felt like dream come true. I still have that bottle with me and I carry it. And here it is with all of you today. The scribbling on the top is of my parents giving me congratulations and best wishes. They were as happy as I was, fulfilling my dreams. But the bottle wasn't the only dream I was chasing. I wanted to work with some of the best companies in the world and some of the brightest people in the world. And I had the fortune to work with some of them. Worked with some of the best VCs, startups, entrepreneurs, in addition to obviously the Fortune 100 companies. Life has given me a lot. I now give back as mentor, coach, investor, board member. And believe it or not, even my grades improved along the way. I got honors and distinction in my engineering, and I got GPA of 3.95 out of 4 when I was doing MBA at this very university, Aalto University. You may wonder how. How come you can transform from such sort of very average or even low average to, and again, I'm not done. I'm not saying I'm done, but still, how is that possible? Right? And this is some of the messages I would like you to take from this talk. It starts with mindset. It's the unshakable belief that anything is possible. We have seen numerous examples of that time and time again, only to be proven that yes, many things are possible. It's that belief that yes, you can achieve the goals and dreams you set out to do, to learn whatever needs to be learned, and to adapt as needed. You will overcome fear and you will grow whenever there is a challenge. And you have to do this repeatedly through perseverance, grit, as we call in Finland sisu, Finnish sisu. Many times I have learned this that never bet against somebody who has the right mindset and shows up every single day. You know, should never bet against that person. But mindset alone is not sufficient. It's great to have mindset, it's great to have dreams. We all want it, but mindset needs to be combined with action and execution. You need to act. And that starts with the first step you take. You have to start, don't delay. And as we start, think long term. I have often seen we overemphasize short term. Oh, what's going to happen next week? What's going to happen next month, next year? And we underemphasize, underestimate long term. Life has the same compounding effect, just like interest rates in the bank. When you do something repeatedly over time, it's the compounding effect which plays. Whether you are gaining a new skill, doing weight loss, or you have it, living your dream. So while you plan long term, you have to take incremental steps. You won't be able to just straight away get everything what you want. You have to take incremental steps. Rome wasn't built in a day. And as you take those steps, you will fall, you will fail. It's not, if, it's when. It's you need to teach yourself to get up when you fail. It's a skill you need to learn. And remember the 80-20 rule. I really love this rule. And largely it applies to life as well as for business, wherein, your 80% of the result will come from your 20% of the effort. It largely applies to business as well. Your 80% of the revenue of your company will come from 20% of the customers. And once you have identified those 20%, have insane focus on that. I repeat, insane focus on that 20% which is going to deliver 80% of the result. One of my friend, very successful, founder of a unicorn company, he always used to tell me this. We were together in one team. He always said, Tarun, there is difference between motion and progress. I'll repeat. There is difference between motion and progress. It's very easy to be busy and we're all the time in motion, but that does not necessarily mean progress. There is a difference. So the 20% needs to have insane focus which progresses you towards whatever you are pursuing. And simplify. In today's world, it's very easy to overcomplicate things. Right? Go back to the first principles. Go back to undeniable truths and work from there. I mean, SpaceX or Tesla went back to the first principles and said, why can't this be done? Why cannot be? I mean, if a horse, ship, train, aeroplane, none of them get destroyed once it reaches the destination, why should a rocket be? Right? Just thinking first principle. Why does it have to be like that? And You're not alone in this journey. There are many like you. So try to find like minded people, find mentors. I mean, most of us, we have received help. I mean, there was a talk earlier today about giving help. Most of us have received help and are more than happy to help now others. So do not hesitate. You'll be surprised how many times, people are willing to help. And hard work, that's given. There is no substitute for that. The message I have is we all, you all, are capable of far more than you think. We just restrict ourselves. Trust yourself, take the leap. If I can do it, so can you. I love this quote. I want you to think about this. Future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Some even say life without dreams is like garden without flowers, sky without stars. So the question what I have for all of you is, what is your dream? What are you going after? What's keeping you awake? What's your Hugo Boss story? Perhaps your dream is to help the world be a better place. There's a lot going on where you can help. From planet in crisis to ongoing war to pollution and climate change to basic human need of food, water, and shelter, which still unfortunately many don't have, to the environment and what we are doing because of urbanization and all that, and the pollution. And time is running out. Or perhaps industry. There's a tremendous transformation happening in the industry. Maybe you want to help one of these industries. They all need smart, bright people. Or perhaps a venture. Maybe you want to innovate something. Maybe you want to invent something. There's a lot happening with technology, AI, quantum. We've heard a lot about it. I mean, Alto is epicenter of a lot of innovation and new ventures. Maybe a new venture is waiting for you. Whatever you do, you will confront these three things. There will always be naysayers, there will be ups and downs in your journey, and the change is the constant thing which will always be there, right? I mean, people will always say why this can't be done. Whenever you fall, you need to learn to get up, and change is something you just have to embrace it and work in your favor. Adaptability becomes your key. As you go through all of this, you will you will have fear on one hand and regret on the other. Fear of what if I fail? I don't have enough. On the other hand, if you don't try, you will have regret. Many people who are interviewed during their golden or sunset years, they often have regret. I wish I could have tried this. I wish I would have pursued my dream. I wish I would have tried hard enough. But it's already too late. Wouldn't it be great if we minimize such regrets? So please allow me to conclude. It's far better to look back fulfilled with your Hugo Boss dream than to look back with regret. Thank you.